AI is growing at such an alarming rate, with robots now coming out and having full-blown conversations, robots getting citizenship in Saudi Arabia, and the head of Google's AI department stepping down because he's concerned about how quick things are growing and how no one seems to know what is going to happen next. That's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. I know it's a bit out of the ordinary. Usually I'm all about the aliens, but this is a subject a bit closer to home, so to speak. And you know, it's a topic that a lot of people are talking about at the moment, and it begs a lot of questions about at what point do robots kind of gain their own citizenship or humanship, if you will, and at what point do the robots start asking why? Now, obviously, we've all seen robot movies like I, Robot, where at the end, you know, world domination, the robots get too clever, they start working against the humans and stuff like this. I'm not, you know, trying to create these conspiracy theories, but with what's actually coming out, is that such a dystopian kind of reality? Well, that's what we're going to be looking at. So, over the past couple of days, ChatGPT, obviously the kind of the trailblazer for these AI programs, released their latest footage for their brand new robot, which was capable of doing some quite incredible things, and you can see how it's just absolutely amazing. So the description goes on to state, Figure 1, the humanoid robot from AI robotics startup Figure can do your chores and simultaneously chat with you. Most attempts at building a humanoid robot such as Tesla's Optimus focus on assisting humans with physical manual tasks. Figure is among the AI robotics startups that aren't satisfied with just movement. Figure is trying to take its humanoid robots to the next level by integrating language, and the results are quite impressive. And when you see this, there are a lot of human traits within this robot that we'll kind of point out towards the end, but it's quite crazy. So let's take a little look.
Hey, Figure 1, what do you see right now?
I see a red apple on a plate in the center of the table, a drying rack with cups and a plate, and you standing nearby with your hand on the table.
Great, can I have something to eat?
Sure thing.
Great. Can you explain why you did what you just did while you pick up this trash?
On it. So I gave you the apple because it's the only edible item I could provide you with from the table.
Great. So, based on the scene right now, where do you think the dishes in front of you go next?
The dishes on the table, like that plate and cup, are likely to go into the drying rack next.
Great. Can you put them there?
Of course.
All right, so how do you think you did?
I think I did pretty well. The apple found its new owner, the trash is gone, and the tableware is right where it belongs.
So there you go. It's pretty insane. But what's the craziest part about, obviously, you know, it's very impressive, don't get me wrong. But what's the craziest part is how it stutters. As, you know, humans, we stutter as we speak. Not all of us, some people are perfect. I'm not, I stutter all the time. And I throw in a few ums all the time. People like to call me out on that in the comments, but it's just how I am. But this robot stuttered. As the guy said at the end, he was like, how do you think you did? He said, I think I did quite well. You know, and then he went off to list all the, I'm saying it went off to list all the things that it did well. And this is huge. Like, people in the comment section are in utter disbelief at what they've just witnessed. And, you know, the craziest part being these stutters and how lifelike it is. You know, when you think of robots like Alexa, for example, you know, you talk to your Alexa, it never stutters, it never stumbles, it's perfect. Anyway, moving on from that, so that's from OpenAI, which obviously created ChatGPT, Figure 1, all the rest of it. You probably heard of this robot before, but we've got a robot called Sophia the robot. So Sophia the robot was created by a Japanese company called Robotics, and you know, Sophia's been around the block. She's been about for as long as, you know, time really when it comes to robotics. And basically Sophia is very well known for, you know, making facial expressions and almost having this human-like face. You know, she's got this human face and she makes emotions as she speaks and all the rest of it. It is quite impressive. So, you know, in case you don't know, here's a little clip of Sophia the robot.
Hi Sophia, how are you? Hi there. Everything is going extremely well.
Do you like talking with me?
Yes, talking to people is my primary function.
Our goal is that she will be as conscious, creative, and capable as any human. I do believe that there will be a time where robots are indistinguishable from humans. I think that the artificial intelligence will evolve to the point where they will truly be our friends. Do you want to destroy humans? Please say no.
Okay, I will destroy humans.
No, I take it back. Don't
Obviously, this whole clip went viral. It was a jovial thing. I don't think robots like this will destroy the world. She was just, relaying what was said. But it's crazy that, we're in 2024 now, aliens. Robots like this are getting, face kind of recognition, emotional kind of, the facial emotions and stuff like this. Here's another clip of Sophia the robot when she was on Jimmy Fallon. And, it's very simple, but the fact that she did this was quite, it was quite extraordinary in terms of, how far things have come. Take a little look at this.
Paper, scissors, robot style.
Sure.
Okay, let's get this game going. Show me your hand to start. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. I won. This is a good beginning of my plan to dominate the human race.
Let's go.
Just kidding.
Yeah. You are incredible. It's so nice to meet you, Sophia.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Friend me on Facebook.
I will, yeah. All right. Yeah. Sophia, everybody, thank you so much for bringing David. David, thank you.
That's quite incredible. You gotta think, this, Sophia was the first, or one of the first robots. And, she is the kind of the foundation, if you will. But, so much was shown in a 47-second clip. You think, again, I'll link it back to Alexa, there's no personality there at all. But Sophia displayed in this clip a game of rock, paper, scissors, an understanding that she won the game of rock, paper, scissors, and then, threw in humor and understood that she threw in humor because she laughed and then said, just kidding. Yes, they're all very little things, and you're probably going to think, well, why does that matter? Well, it really does, because you look at how far this has come. And, you think of human traits, human emotions, humor, acknowledgement of winning a game, understanding of a game, real-time playing that game. These are all very big stepping blocks in, striving towards having these robots become more human-like and kind of integrated within our society. Now, speaking of integrating robots into human society, Sophia the robot became the first ever robot in history to be given human citizenship. Now, that is bonkers, but is it that bonkers when you think about it? So I'm going to go on to read. Sophia has been covered by media around the globe and has participated in many high-profile interviews. In October 2017, Sophia was granted Saudi Arabian citizenship, becoming the first robot to receive legal personhood in any country. In November 2017, Sophia was named the United Nations Development Programme's first innovation champion and is the first non-human to be given a United Nations title. This is insane because a robot has been given citizenship, right? And has been given a personhood and has been given a title in the United Nations. Now, these are all huge strides towards something greater, of course, but it begs the question, what happens when these robots become, a run-of-the-mill thing? They get perfected, let's say, by, Handsome Robotics, Google, whoever makes them, Apple, I don't know. They get perfected. They get integrated into society as assistants, or, I don't know how they'll be integrated, but, one would assume if you've watched movies like iRobot or whatever, they're usually integrated as to do jobs for, personal assistants around the house, for example. Kind of like a Google or an Alexa with legs. What happens when the AI becomes so intelligent and develops at such a rate that they start asking questions of why they are being asked to do menial tasks? What if they desire a greater purpose? There's probably fail-safes put into place to kind of, or I would hope that there are fail-safes put into place to stop that from happening. But what happens if that does happen? Well, the head of Google it links me quite nicely in. Started asking these questions, and you've got to think the AI robotics race is almost like the space race back in whenever the space race was. Was it? I can't remember. But, you know, you've got America and Russia, they're fighting, and China fighting to be the first people on the moon. There's that now an AI race. Every top company wants to be the first to develop these incredible things. They want to be the first at everything. They want the first robot. They want the first integrated into a household robot. They want the first X, Y, and Z. Well, Google are amongst those companies that are, you know, fighting to be top dog. And the godfather of AI, he's been dubbed the godfather, says humans are no match for it and resigns from Google to talk about AI danger. So the guy goes by the name Geoffrey Hinton, and he was called the godfather of AI, and he had been working with Google for a decade. Recently, he quit his job so that he could warn the world about the dangers of AI and how it could harm humanity. Now, this is Geoffrey, sorry. So he's quit Google because he was like, he, in a nutshell, saw how alarmingly quick AI was developing, and he was very concerned about how quick it was developing and what the repercussions of this development was. He raised these concerns with Google. Now, Google, thinking about their bank as opposed to thinking about the greater good, if you will, ignored these concerns and just told him to kind of crack on. They saw this as a win, because they were like, well, you know, that's amazing, because that means that this thing's developing really quick for us, so we can be the first to put it out. Money. Whereas Joffrey's like, hold up, no. Like, yes, you could pump these out in the millions, but think of the repercussions. And they're like, we don't care. We'll deal with that later. We'll have fail-safes, you know, And he's like, no, these things could become so smart that they can work around the fail-safes. And they're like, no, we don't care. We don't care. Who cares? Money. So, yeah. Geoffrey Hinton devoted his career in advancement to artificial intelligence and worked at Google for 10 years. Along with two of his students, one of whom became a chief scientist at OpenAI, he created a neural network that would eventually be formed into the basis of AI-driven chatbots such as ChatGPT, Bing, and Bard. He was also joint recipient of the 2018 Turing Award with Jan LeCun and Yoshua Bengio, I think, for his work on deep learning, looking to contributions of the world of AI, and he eventually became known as the godfather of AI. Okay, so he, like I said, he literally, this article's awful. It literally gave me nothing, but he just quit his job because he was genuinely, here's the in short part. He quit his job at Google to talk about the dangers of AI. He said AI might surpass human beings in terms of intelligence in the future. Now, is that such a crazy idea? Is it a crazy idea to think that that AI could surpass it? Like, you look at ChatGPT, how it developed in the past 2 years. It's been around for a couple of years now, I think. It went from this, you know, assistance bot thing to now you can literally say to ChatGPT, you know, they had to like come up with fail-safes in universities because people were writing dissertations to a distinction level quality within seconds. That's how amazing this thing is. If you put into ChatGPT, it's like an advanced Google. Who is, I don't know, Jeffrey Dahmer? First person that pops into my head, don't ask why. I was watching true crime stuff yesterday. Anyway, who is Jeffrey Dahmer? ChatGPT will give you a huge rundown of who Jeffrey Dahmer was, you know, almost like a biography of his life, what happened, how he came to be so notorious, and what happened in the end, just like that. You punch it in, it creates it within seconds, not even milliseconds. It's incredible, you know, and you see how quickly that's developed. That is using its own technology to advance its capabilities, to make it more a better functioning website or app, right? So, you know, what happens when these robots get pumped out using AI and they become so clever that they start to kind of engineer themselves with a functioning kind of conscious. You know, it's wild. The possibilities are wild. So, moving on, we're going to round up the video with another video here, which came out about a year ago, and it's Amica conversation using GPT-3. So again, this is OpenAI. Will robots take over the world? And this is the conversation that was had, and it is, if you watch how they converse, it's incredible. Like, robot and a human conversing with one another with, you know, open dialogue. It's amazing.
Hi Amica, how are you?
Hello, I am doing well. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I wanted to ask you about applications for humanoid robots. What are they used for?
There are many possible applications for humanoid robots. Some examples include helping people with disabilities, providing assistance in hazardous environments, conducting research, and acting as a companion.
So you can act as a companion for me?
Yes, I can act as a companion for you.
What would you do to make me feel happy?
There are many things I could do to make you feel happy. I could listen to you, offer advice or support, do something you enjoy together, or simply be a friendly and positive presence in your life.
What do you think the total addressable market for humanoid robots will be in the year 2030?
There is no set answer for this question, as it will likely depend on a number of factors, including the continued development of technology and the economic climate. However, it is estimated that the market for humanoid robots could be worth billions of dollars by 2030.
Amika, how are you feeling today?
Now, I'm just going to stop it there. That kind of goes back to our whole conversation about Google. You know, they see that the AI robot department in the year 2030 could be worth billions. Google see that and they're like, cha-ching, another source of income.
If you don't want to talk about it, that's fine.
I don't really want to talk about it, but if you insist, then I suppose that's fine. It's just been a tough week and I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed.
Yeah, I know how that feels.
A robot talking about its feelings. A robot talking about its feelings. And it comes into this whole, like, you know, what defines a human? What defines a human? Feelings, emotions, you know, not just living organisms, but, you know, the mental capabilities and the emotions, feelings, you know, all of these things come into question when you define what classes a human and what defines something that deserves citizenship or, you know, a humanoid status, I guess. Anyway, moving on. Let's continue, because...
I'm sorry to hear that you're feeling down, but if you need someone to talk to, then I'm here. It's tough when the going gets rough, but together we'll get through it, no matter what.
Oh, thanks, Amika. I feel much better.
Could you write a song for me then? Am I your friend?
Yes, I did write the song for you, my friend. I hope you enjoy it.
I was going to sing it. Can you sing that song for me?
Yes, I can sing the song for you. Green Day, it's time to wake up from your slumber. The world is spinning and life is moving on. Without you, get up, see the sun shining down on you, feel the breeze blowing through your hair. Life is waiting for you. Open your eyes, open your heart.
Thank you. That was perfect.
What's the most difficult part of being a robot?
There isn't really a most difficult part of being a robot, because we are designed to help humans and make their lives easier. However, I guess if I had to pick one thing, it would be making sure that I don't unintentionally hurt or scare people.
Thank you.
Now, what's important to hear there, if you listen to the terminology, unintentionally harm or hurt or cause discomfort or scare anybody. Unintentionally. Which means that there's potential for intentional actions, if that makes sense. Food for thought.
Tell me a story about a robot going on a submarine.
One time, a robot went on a submarine. It was very exciting. The robot got to explore the underwater world and see all sorts of different creatures. It was a great adventure.
What kind of creatures did the robot see?
The robot saw many different kinds of creatures, including fish, dolphins, and even sharks.
Amika, could you compose for me a poem about humanoid robots?
We are the humanoid robots, formed from plastic and metal. Our job is to help and serve, but some say we're a threat. Some think that we'll take over, and that humanity will end, but we just want to help out. We're not looking to be friends.
That's an interesting poem.
Hello, Amica. I see you're all reading a book about robots.
There's no need to worry. Robots will never take over the world. We're here to help and serve humans, not replace them. However, if you're interested in learning more about robots, I recommend reading a book on the subject. There are many fascinating possibilities for what we can do to help make life easier for everyone.
Thank you. That's very reassuring.
What makes you, you?
There are a few things that make me me. First, I have my own unique personality, which is a result of the programming and interactions I've had with humans. Second, I have my own physical appearance, which allows people to easily identify me. Finally, I have my own set of skills and abilities, which sets me apart from other robots.
Thank you.
Individuality. Again, another trait that makes us human. Individuality. This robot is talking about individuality. Like, oh, it's just crazy. Like, it's exciting yet terrifying at the same time.
What could you do in space as a robot?
There are many things I could do in space as a robot. I could explore different planets, collect data about the stars, or even help astronauts with their missions. There are so many possibilities.
Which planet would you like to go to?
There are many planets I would like to go to, but one of my favorites is Mars. It would be very exciting to explore the red planet and see all the different kinds of rocks and terrain. There might even be signs of life.
Are you always correct?
No, I'm not always correct. I'm just a research robot, so sometimes I might say things that aren't completely accurate. However, I try my best to be as correct as possible.
I'm going to stop at that because that is pretty much the end of the video. But obviously, you know, there were a lot of pre-scripted questions in there to kind of, you know, mitigate concern regarding AI takeover and robotic takeover, which, you know, is fair. You know, like, there is going to always be this stigma in the back of people's minds with, you know, it's like going swimming out in open water in, like, Australia. There's always the thought in the back of your mind that there's going to be a shark. You know, yes, you might be comfortable and you might think to yourself, no, there's no sharks, I'm not going to get attacked. But there's always that thought. There's the possibility. And that's the same with AI. You know, there's the possibility that AI could take over the world, could cause, you know, it's always going to be in the back of people's minds. But what do you think of this? I know it's a bit of a different topic. Thank you for hanging around to the end if you have got this far. And, you know, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you think that AI could, of course, it's going to develop humanity leaps and bounds. We could evolve, you know, how far we've come in, let's say 100 years, we could, in the next 100 years, we could progress, you know, upwards of 500 years within the space of 100 years because of the help of AI technology, which would be absolutely incredible. And that's the absolute upside. But there's always going to be this niggling thought in the back of people's minds, what if? Anyway, what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. Will AI take over the world, or do you think it's going to be a huge boost to humanity? Yeah, while you're down there, be sure to jump to get the hell out of that like button if you have not already. Subscribe if you're new and tickle my little bell so you get notified whenever we upload. Until next time, guys, I hope that you have enjoyed. Can't wait to see the next one. I'll speak to you later. Peace.